Hello everybody, welcome to Minecraft on the Block. This is a special episode. This is going to be a special little mini Let's Play, and this is in TerraFirmaCraft. And I'm going to have to just jump right in. I have literally done like 10 versions of this already. I probably literally have done 10 times where I started the first episode, probably 5 or 6 times where I got through the first episode and started a second. Probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times where I actually went further than that, where I actually got into like a second or third episode, and various things have caused me issues. One being that I either die and I can't find my way back because I forgot to use a bed or something like that, or I'm just rambling on and things aren't making sense, or I don't know, just all kinds of different stuff. So I'm going to give it a real shot this time. This is a fantastic spawn. I love the look of it, at least. The problem is that we're looking for granite, and I don't know if we have it right here. So let me just kind of jump in. The first thing you're going to want to do, this is going to be, like I said, a little mini Let's Play more than a mod spotlight, because a lot of people have done mod spotlights. And so I'm just going to kind of go into it. If you don't know what this is about, go visit the TerraFirmaCraft forum post in the description and download and start playing, because it's awesome. So I'll talk about why I like it as we go, but I'm going to talk about how to start. You saw me hit a rock right there. That's a rock. You hit it, you get flint. Okay, that's going to be important because we can't use our hands to break trees. We need to have at least a flint tool, and to have a flint tool you need a lot of flint. So we're going to just gather a little bit of flint here on our way down to see what's down here. And along the way, I'm going to pick up things that I know I'm going to need. Things I know I'm going to need are clay. So I see that that's clay. I'm going to get just a little of this at least. And one of the reasons I'm getting clay is because you need it for making molds, and we're going to be doing metallurgy. That's kind of our thing here early in the game. And probably, in fact, our first goal is going to be to create a chisel. And that may sound like a not very lofty goal, but believe me, it is. There's a lot of things we have to do to accomplish that, so I'll get right into it. You can see that as I hit leaves, I get twigs. Now, this is one of the things that kind of, I think it's a good, just kind of illustration of the mindset behind this game. You know, I think it makes more sense. You get twigs from branches, and the branches that's basically what we're doing here, is taking down branches, right? So this is how you get twigs. You can't actually get them from planks. And in fact, planks, you can't even just take wood like you normally would and put it in the crafting table and get planks. You take logs, which I'm about to show you, and you have to use a tool on logs to get planks, and you only get 1 plank per log. Logs also only stack 4 high in your inventory, so we're going to hit this tree, and we're going to beat it for a while. We'll find out what kind of tree it is, although I think it's probably, well, whatever the sapling was probably told us. This is an oak, right? So we got oak. You can see they only stack 4 high, and it's logs instead of wood. And we'll take those logs and we'll make planks out of them, but we can't make sticks out of planks. We have to get them from the branches. So again, we don't have to knock all the branches off. I just do early on because I want to make sure that I get enough branches. They're very useful. We make torches out of them. We don't actually have to have coal, but we do have to have a fire. And it's kind of cool how they make torches. Everything is much different than you're used to. It really, in this forum post, Biox is the guy that made this. He says this is survival the way it should have been, survival mode the way it should have been. And I think I really actually do agree with that. It's what I've been waiting for, is a game that really took kind of more realistic approach to things. One of the things I said is we're going to try to make a chisel head. Well, the reason we're going to do that is because we need it to make the next level of... I'm going to go ahead and take one of these trees down without getting the leaves, and you'll notice that the leaves just come off. These taller trees, I just don't worry about it. So the leaves won't actually produce sticks or anything, but they just fall down. So anyway, one of the reasons that I really like this approach is that you have to do... Well, so what I was saying about tin, you have to... we have to... A chisel head, I'm sorry. We have to get a chisel head to make tin. We need a chisel head to make the next level of equipment that we need to do metallurgy. We need to make a chisel head to do that. We need to get tin, because early in the game, tin is the only ore or ingot that we can smelt and get into a workable state on an anvil with just a fire pit. And so until we can make what is called the bloomery, which is what we're trying to make with a chisel, we can't actually smelt anything other than tin. And so what we're going to have to do is find tin. Along the way, we'll find other ores. We can mine them. We just won't be able to do anything with them, really. And once we do get some tin, we'll have to have enough ore to make a single ingot, and then we'll have to get a scribing table, which we'll use with paper and a feather. The feather, I think, is used to make the scribing table, and we'll make a plan, which is what it's called. Let me just kind of show you that. I have not enough items installed, so let's see. There's a chisel head plan, right? So on the scribing table, we'll be able to make that. And just to kind of show you guys, I'm in recipe mode. I'm not going to be cheating here because I think that would totally defeat the purpose. So anyway, I'm just rambling on, but those are the types of things that we have to do. That's going to be our primary objective. Our secondary objective, I'm going to go ahead and get this tree. This tree is going to have a fair amount of wood, and we need a lot of it. Because our secondary objective is to make charcoal, and it takes a ton of wood to make charcoal, and it also takes a lot of time. So it'll probably take you about a Minecraft day to collect the wood you may need to make charcoal, and then it'll probably take you, well, it will take you at least a Minecraft day and a half for the process of making the charcoal to go through. So you have to build this dirt-covered wood fire thing, and the lack of oxygen will cause the charcoal to form. And anyway, it's kind of a more realistic approach. All right, here's a different kind of tree. This is probably the last one I'm going to gather for now. I'm going to go ahead and get these leaves so I can get these sticks, and then we need to go find a place to live. And we also really need to find enough wool to make a bed, because I'm telling you right now, I'll be just, you're working away, and I really don't think that the mobs are any different, but you'll be working away and all of a sudden you're dead because a creeper exploded, and getting armor is obviously more difficult. And so anyway, it's very important to get yourself a nice place where you can kind of hole up and try to survive that first night and pay a little more attention. But it's also really important to get yourself, let's go ahead and make one more tool in case we do find some wool, to get yourself a bed, some wool and a bed, so that you can spawn right there and not have to worry about it. All right, let's go. I'm not sure what that is. That looks interesting to me. That might just be clay. Is that more clay? Yeah, that's more clay. All right, let's go up over the hill and just see what's over here. We also are going to need some feather, and we're going to need some food. We got a couple of pieces of beef. That might help. Oh, there we go. Sheep. That is a score. And this might be the perfect little spot for us somewhere in this valley. The problem is that does not look like granite right there, and granite is really what we need. There we go. Let's see. And we got pigs here. This is perfect. So I'm going to try to get enough wool to get a bed. I'll show you the process of getting a crafting table, which is a little bit more difficult because you have to, like I said, you only get one. There we go. We got 3 of those. Let's get a little more pig and then go find our home. You only get one piece of plank from each log, and even though you get a lot of logs, that takes a lot of doing. And also, you actually only get you can only use the flint tools once per log. So no matter how damaged they are, they just get used up immediately. So I'm going to actually go right here to the base of this mountain. I like to be near water, and this is a cool little area right here. And we got trees right over the hill, so we can always go get more wood, which we'll need to do. And this, let's see. Oh, there we go. That's us right there. We're going to start with that little cave because we need kind of a natural cave to start with, because you can't just dig into the side of a mountain, because if you do, oh, great. Actually, I'm about to get myself into a bad situation here. If you do just dig into the side of a mountain, you will have a cave-in. The dirt will not float. You can't place dirt. It acts just like sand. In fact, cobblestone also acts just like sand. So we just got ran out of that little cave. Let's go up there and see if that one is better, or maybe down over here. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, cobblestone acts like sand as well. You can't build a house out of cobblestone. So a lot of just kind of interesting things. Now, we're going to have to get, like I said, we need gabbro, granite, or some other type of cobblestone. There's as many types of cobblestone as there are trees. Now that looks like granite to me, so we're going to head over there. And which is really cool, and they're all used for different things. They all have different properties. Some are harder, some are probably more supportive, all those things. I'm not exactly sure of all the different properties, but the point is that we have to have certain types to make certain things. So this is a really cool spawn. I'm really happy with this. All right, let's hole up right here. Let's see if I can dig into the mountain a little bit. Again, what you want to do is get to stone, because you'll see this dirt's going to fall. And it's interesting because, like, yeah, you can see that right there it fell. We're getting a cave in right here. So maybe we just kind of go down a little bit here. Yeah, we're going to need to get pretty quickly situated. Let's put a piece of cobblestone there, just so we don't get surprised. We might actually be able to kind of hole ourselves in here a little bit, because we don't have to build up. Let's do that, in fact. So let me just show you. You place a piece of cobblestone. Oh no, I'm placing wool. Crud. I was going to say, I wonder why that's working. I need that piece of wool back. All right, let's do this. Let's take, actually, dirt. We haven't got any cobblestone yet. Let's take a piece of dirt, put it right there. Let's take some dirt and put it right there. You can see there's different types of dirt. The dirt does stack better, but there's different types. All right, there we go. Now that we're kind of safe, I don't have to worry about getting myself killed. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to make a fire. And to do that, we are going to need to get a fire starter. So just 2 pieces of wood diagonally like that. And we're going to take these sticks and we're going to throw them we're just going to put them in the corner over there. Okay, to do this, we actually throw them down. Let's do 4 of them. Take our fire starter, start right clicking, and then eventually it comes up. Now that was actually pretty lucky. We only used about half our fire starter. I've gone through 3 or 4 of them without actually starting a fire, so it can be difficult. Okay, so now that we have the fire, we're going to right click on it, and you can see this is basically in place of the basic furnace. You can see that the heat level is kind of rising a little bit. It's going to go to about the medium level when you first start it, and then it starts to go back down. So we're going to need to throw some stuff in there. Now, I don't know which of these is going to burn longer or whatever, but we have some sycamore. Let's throw that in there. So we'll throw 4 pieces in. The first piece got consumed immediately, and it's starting to raise the level a little bit, but not much. That sycamore doesn't really burn much hotter than the regular fire. That's okay though, because all we want to do is cook a little bit. Now you can see I put see, that was weird. It said very hot, but it meant cold. There's some bugs, obviously, but it starts with cold, and then it goes to warming, and then it's going to go to hot, and then it's going to go to very hot, and then after very hot, it'll be cooked. Now, I can't stack items up here. I have to kind of manage this situation. So I'm going to cook some of this food. I'm going to go ahead and cook probably a couple of pieces because I'm pretty hungry, and then we'll cook more later. So they don't stack down here either, but there are 2 slots they can drop into. So it makes kind of going through this process a little easier. The next thing we're going to use the fire for is to make torches. And doing that is very simple. We're just going to drop torches up here. He actually just made a change in one of the very recent betas. It used to be that everything went through this kind of warming phase. You can see that we just ate another piece of wood up. Everything used to go through this warming phase. Now everything actually has its own type of thing. So if I go look at this, you can see it's catching fire and then lit, and then it becomes a torch. So it's kind of cool. Things have changed a little bit, and that's good. So anyway, we can just make a few. We'll just stick them in there, grab these torches out, stick them in there. So this is just kind of the way this goes. So you don't need coal, but you have to go through this process. Okay, so that's actually good, I think. It makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's call that good on torches for now. Now, we're going to want to get rid of some of the stuff in our inventory, and I'll go ahead and put a piece of white cedar. Oops. Interestingly enough, you have to actually put it in the top slot, and then it drops down in there. But you can move the ones that are already in there. You can move them around. So anyway, okay, so one of the things we're going to want to do is next is get rid of some of our inventory, because this wood is taking up a ton of inventory. So let's go ahead and just start right here, a wood pile. So we can put down 1 piece here, and every time we put one down, we're going to get a log pile. Now, when I right click on these log pile, you can see there's just 1 piece in there. So I can put 4 stacks of 4 in the log pile in each one, like so. And then here as well. And finally here. They don't have to be full, and when you take the last piece out, the log pile goes away, right? So actually, we're going to need a crafting table, so let's take 1 stack of that. To make the crafting table, we're going to need to do a couple of things. One, we're going to need 4 of these flint tools, because we need 1 for every piece of wood that we want to get, right? So we get a piece of sycamore plank, and all of these are different color, which I think is really cool. So, and these do stack. I should be doing that. There we go. Now we got our 4, and you can use any different types. If you had 3 different types of wood or 4 different types of wood, you could use them in there to make the crafting table. So we have a crafting table. I'm going to throw it right there for now. And let's go ahead and put another piece of steak on there. Get that cooking, and we'll eat a little bit. Get ourselves... Well, I'm going to conserve that until I absolutely need it. You start to have a little bit more respect for that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to use this to make a bed, so that's going to need 3 more pieces of wood, so we'll take those. And right now, since I haven't made anything else, that's going to need 3 more pieces of, 3 more flint tools. So we're going to take those and make 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we can go to our crafting table and we can make our bed. There we go. Bed is just the same as it always was, as far as I know. There's nothing fancy about a bed. We'll put the bed, well, who knows? Put it right here for now. And I probably can't sleep in it because it's probably day now or something. No, it's still night. It's just crud. That's probably not going to be good because I won't be able to actually... Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about those stones because it's going to tell me when I try to spawn there that I can't spawn because it's... my bed is obstructed. Hopefully that works. In fact, I'm just going to move the bed. And well, actually, I'll leave it for now because that was the whole point. I don't want to get myself killed. Okay. Anyway, we have a bed, right? I also just mined some cobblestone. This is rock salt cobble. That is disappointing. This is not granite. So I'm going to have to... Is this 2 different kinds of cobble? Well, we'll mine a little bit and see what we find. We might have to go looking for granite now. Okay, what's next? The next step is going to be to get ourselves a pickaxe. Now, I think I mentioned this already, but you can use a vanilla recipe for a pickaxe, right? We only have about a minute left before the timer goes off. That's crazy. All right, so let's mine down a little bit and see. Is all of this the same type? That's all rock salt. Those 2 look a little different to me, but I guess I'm off. Nope, everything is rock salt. So let's get 1 more piece. We'll make 1 more pickaxe, and then we'll go mining down into the depths, and hopefully we'll run into some better type of some of the ores we need. Okay, so there's a flawed jasper that just came out while we were mining, actually. So let's do this. A couple of things I'm going to show you. So I mentioned that you have to have smooth stone and you have to mine it in a specific way. I think I mentioned that. Let's say we wanted that piece of stone. To get it, we have to go like this. Mine everything around it. And actually, he just changed in this one of the latest betas. It might even have been the very latest beta, that you actually don't have to get the corner pieces. You can just get kind of all of those. You can see that it popped off. It used to be you had to get every piece around it. But anyway, so I got that one piece, and now if I wanted this one, I can just kind of do the same thing. We just mine around it like this, and then I think we can get that back piece. There we go. And now we got 2 of those, right? But unfortunately, and you do need the full-on just rock salt, actually gabbro or granite for making a anvil, right? So we go look at that. We have to either have granite, diorite, or gabbro. And we have to have just the actual stone, and you can't make the smooth stone in a furnace. You have to mine it. So that will be a problem. It becomes a pain, but we're gonna go with it for now. So let's start making our way down and just see if we find any different types of stone down here. While we're doing this, so we just hit the 18-minute mark. This is, I'm telling you, it takes a lot of time. I thought granite was normally going to be found at the highest levels. You should also pay attention to your pickaxe because these get used up very quickly. Pay attention to your pickaxe and try to use it about halfway and then go on to the next one and do the repairs because it's worth it. All right, so we got some torches. Put those up. And we're just going to mine and we're going to see what we find. Now, I can't remember. I've done so many of the videos trying to do this. I'm not sure what I've said before, but one of the things I really like is the idea that you'll be mining and you're really not going to find just random little veins of ore. You're going to go and you're going to find ores in in a vein somewhere, and that's going to become your mine for that type of thing. And you'll find a lot of it there, and you can kind of mine it, and you'll want to get better tools to mine it, and whatever. It's kind of cool, because that's the way, in the real world, you don't just find ores randomly spread about. You have to find a mine where there's a vein of ore, and then you mine it, and there may be an area that's rich in it, so you'll have a few mines in that area. I should listen to my own advice on the pickaxes. Anyway, I like that idea. So we're starting to get down a little ways already, and we haven't found any other type of stone. Now that might be rock salt. No, it's all rock salt. I keep thinking I see a different type of stone. So what I might do is pause real quick, since we're already so far in. Go get myself a couple more pickaxes and see if I find anything interesting down here. If I don't, I might have to go hunting somewhere else for granite cobble, or actually granite. Let's go ahead and we'll start this thing back up. I'll show you that process. So let's take another stack of wood, and we'll just put one in for now. We can just take our fire starter, right click, and immediately, now that we've got a fire started, we'll get our fire. So we can get that piece in there, and it'll go ahead and cook up. In the meantime, let me get a couple more of these. So I'm going to need to go out and beat up some leaves, some branches, to get some more sticks here before too long. All right. Yeah, let me do a little mining, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, it didn't take me long to get down a little bit further to a different type of stone, and this is siltstone cobblestone. And this makes me think that we are going to have to go somewhere else, because that is just not going to cut it. Siltstone is not anywhere close to what we want, and if that's our next layer, we're probably going to be in trouble. So let's go ahead and grab that piece of meat, get this one cooking, and let's head out. In fact, let's make a couple of shovels as well, and maybe an axe. Making an axe is important because you can use it to make planks, and it's a lot more effective. So I'm going to make 2 axes and 2 shovels. In fact, I should probably make more shovels, but I'll just stay with that for now. This clay is important. I think I might have mentioned it before, because, you know what else I really need before we get too much further along is a sword. In fact, I'm going to make 2 of those as well. The clay is important because you'll use that for making molds, and that's something we're going to need here eventually. So, all right, let's head out and see what the world has to offer us besides death. Okay, so finding our way back is going to be a little difficult, except for that we got that floating island. I have really had a heck of a time finding my way back from anywhere. There's an Enderman standing over there on that cliff. Kind of freaks me out. All right, let's go see if we can find some granite. It would be really nice if we could find it close. You almost have to change biomes. He made it, I think I might have mentioned this again, I'm not sure what I've mentioned. He made it so that granite is more likely to be the main rock. I need squid ink too. Squid ink bad, so let's go ahead and get this guy. Got a couple, that's good enough. And I think that we're not in one of those areas, so I think we just got unlucky, because it's very important to have granite for the fact that to get 10, you're going to have more luck with 10 if you find it in an area where there's granite. In fact, it may be that you only find it in an area where there's granite. So let's go see if we can find just a little granite mine somewhere. We would be happy, and we'll gladly travel a ways to do the mining. Because, like I said, we'll need the anvil and find some ores. Once we get that going, we're going to have to build some fairly... It's harder to move around, I guess, is what I should say early on. We have to kind of settle down and start building our little camp. And then once we get a house set up, we can move our stuff into our house, but you have to rebuild it. And, I mean, when it takes that much time to get 7 pieces of stone, and you can imagine once we... let's see what's below here. Once we get our bloomery, we're gonna that requires even more work, really. Limestone, dang it. All right, well, let me do this. Let me roam around a little bit and see if I can find some granite. I wanted to kind of show you guys. Oh, that's cool. Actually, let's just go over here. So we got a swamp biome close by too, which is handy. Different kinds of trees and just potential for different rocks, and so we've got a couple of different opportunities really close to our spawn. for all this different stuff. So let's, what I've been doing is just kind of trying to find like a spot like this and just dig down until I hit some kind of stone, which usually doesn't take that long. But maybe in swamps it's not as likely. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. Let's go up here. Let's see, maybe over here. Right into the side of this hill here. There's got to be some stone pretty close. There we go, I think I saw some. Now that does not look like granite though. That is dolomite. Okay, dolomite will work because at least kind of, you remember that, nope, sorry, diorite. Alright, well it might be getting dark. Let's head back. Let me do a little bit of reconnaissance, a little bit of scouting, see if I can find us some granite. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I wanted to show you one thing. I actually haven't found any granite. I just slept real quick. But what I wanted to show you is you can take an axe, and we can use an axe to make the planks. So I'm going to go ahead and make planks of these two different types, white cedar. You can see they're really cool. I like and it didn't take that much. Different woods, the hardness will affect how much damage it does to your axe. But what we're going to want to do is make a chest, because we're going to need to dump some of this stuff off if I'm going to go do a little bit of roaming around. So I'm going to put the chest, I think I'll start it right here. Yeah, I think that's relatively safe. See how that cobblestone fell? I wanted to show you guys that. So I think that's going to be okay. We'll put the chest right here. And the chests actually place very strange. I don't know if I don't know what that is. It must have something to do with the block IDs or something, but I've noticed that happening quite a bit. So let's just get rid of everything in here that we don't need right off the bat. Probably need the rest of it. And get this piece. And I'm going to head back out, and I'll let you know when I find something. Alright guys, no granite yet, but I do have this little cave here, and what we have found is dolomite. And I believe if we look at the anvil recipe, granite, diorite, dang it, I keep saying that. Wait, or is this diorite? Let me see. No, it's dolomite. Never mind. But what I also found was this little cave, so I figured it would be worth coming back and showing you. So we have some baddies down here. Skeleton. Again, things are a little more difficult now, so everything's a little more exciting, but take care of him. And I'll bet, whoa, we need to eat because we're in trouble. Let me go back here. Oh no. Alright, there we go. Oops. It won't take much for him to take us down in this state, so let's get out of there for a second. That's funny, I've done that 3 times now, dolomite versus diorite. There's a creeper. That's the last thing we need. We'll head back down in there and just see if there's any ores hanging out near the surface. That's a good way to, since it's so much harder now. Alright, that was close. Since it's so much harder now to actually do the mining early on, it's cool to be able to do this. This I think is limestone, if I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, so this is limestone, and this will be useful. I think we use limestone for flux once we start doing welding and whatnot. Let's see, can we get a... Okay, so we didn't... Let's see if we can get up there and see if there's anything interesting. We do have to be careful. Oop, see there's the, oh, see there's a whole big cave in. That's going to be a real pain because there's probably a ton of dirt there. Let's try to get back over here. And you can see that shovel just... So that was a whole... That whole like underground lake thing caved in. So what you can do is you can put supports up. I don't think the supports really help dirt, although I haven't really tried it yet. I thought there was actually some water over here, but all right, let's go look down here. Like I said, I was hoping to find some kind of just exposed ores or something so I could show you guys a little something, but it looks like we don't have anything. So I'm actually going to take my torches. This is something I don't usually do, but because they're a little bit more valuable at this point, we'll take them with us. All right, well, I guess the search is back on. I will I will let you know when I find something interesting. All right, guys, I think I've gotten lucky. I traveled far, and it wasn't that far from home that I found it. So I think you can kind of tell by, I was noticing this didn't used to be the case, but you can tell by the type of rocks that you find laying around what type of stone you're going to find. So anyway, over there is our home somewhere, and I think that we have granite right here. So what I'm going to try to do is figure out a way to do this. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going to be the easiest way to go about this, or even if it's possible here, but you can see there's already zombies. Maybe what I should do is make a run for it home and then come back here, because I'm really not prepared, and I'd rather sleep through the night than take a chance on getting killed out here, which is what is likely going to happen. That's assuming I don't get killed trying to make it home. So let's do this. I guess I'll just hang out, or I could probably just, oh, let's see. I was gonna say I could probably just get some sheep, but let's try to make it home. Let me let me get home, sleep through the night, and I'll come back. Alright guys, I slept. I actually kind of ran back over here, so we're right on the other side of that big mountain right there. What concerns me a little bit is how far away trees are. They're not really that far, but it's so hard to make runs back and forth for trees. But anyway, I think we're good. I think all around here is granite, I hope. If I'm reading the signs correctly, I think that's what this means. I think this color stone. So I'm just trying to find a good place to start going down. What I might do is just actually get kind of close to get back a little closer to our mountain, and we'll do some quick mining. You can see, I mean, this again, the adventure is much different early on. It's more about finding the resources and just trying to survive. It really is kind of cool though, I think, in that aspect. Very cool, actually. Okay, so let's see. Maybe this is a good start. Right, so that looks good to me. That looks like granite. Hopefully I'm right. So we just got to get down into it a little bit so that we can get away from this dirt. Let's check it out. Indeed. Okay. So we found a couple of things. What's important about this is not just that it's granite, but that it will also contain tin, hopefully. So we can get both our granite pieces, which we'll try to go ahead and do that while we're digging down here. Try to get some of the smooth pieces. We're going to need 7 of them to start, so we'll probably get as many as we can. Let's see here. Probably one more block back there. I'm going to have to, I think I brought enough stone to make or enough wood. There we go. There's one piece. Let's get down further. That will help a lot. There we go. So that when we don't have to actually worry about the dirt. Go down one more level here. And I didn't bring a ton of torches, so we may have to do some of that as well. And we don't have a ton of food either. That's all right. Okay, so let's keep going here. While we're digging, we're going to try to get out some pieces of smooth stone. So I'll keep doing that. So this is, again, the process for that is just kind of digging around it. And now it should just be the back piece that's holding it. There we go. So the corner pieces no longer matter, and now we'll use, this piece is already somewhat exposed. So we'll get that, and then the back piece should be all we need there. There we go. So that's kind of working. So let me go ahead and keep doing that. I got 3 pieces of granite. We'll get this one, and let me dig a little bit, and I'll come back once we have something a little more interesting to show. Alright guys, started doing a little bit of mining. I got my 7 pieces of granite, and that's good. So I'm just going to start kind of mining straight down, and I just realized that I had failed to show you guys one more important piece of equipment that we will need. What we can do is we can make a prospector's pickaxe, which is a regular pickaxe plus kind of an axe head, and that is the stone prospector's pickaxe. Now what we do with this is we go down here and we right click, found nothing of interest, nothing of interest, nothing of interest, nothing of interest, right? So it's not finding anything of interest, and it seems to be related to, well, I think there's a picture of kind of how it works on the wiki. There is a wiki for all of this. I think I failed to mention that as well. In the forum post, it points you to that. And the wiki will kind of tell you some stuff. It tells you about the trees and the ores and all that stuff. So what we want to do is use this. It doesn't tell us. It's not like what we're probably used to with like the divining rod or anything. But it will tell us if anything is right, like there, sphalerite, whatever that is. And in fact, I'm not sure. So traces of sphalerite. If we go this direction, we should find sphalerite, at least some, and it will say traces or lots, or it'll like a large sample or a small sample or whatever of various kinds of things. So let's see, what was that? That's sapphire. So let's try this again. So it's still saying traces, right? So it can also, from what I understand, it can be a little bit behind you as well. So it's not necessarily in front of you or directly in front of you where you're gonna find whatever you're looking for. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So let's check it out again. But it'll at least kind of lead you in the right direction. So traces of sphalerite kind of in all directions. So that either means, I don't know what that means. It might mean that it's kind of close, I would think. What's this? Whoa, that's lava. That's what that is. Interesting. Okay, we're not that deep at all, actually, but we are in a swamp, which I think it tends to be more likely. So let's try this. Traces of sphalerite this way as well. Now, actually, you know what? Let me go make sure I understand which ores are getting me 10, so we know what we're looking for. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sphalerite is zinc, which is interesting, but cassiterite is what we want for 10. And we haven't gotten any signs of that yet. Let's take a look. Sphalerite. So I think what I'm going to do is start going down in this direction, and we'll just kind of keep using our prospector's pickaxe and see if we can't come up with some traces of cassiterite or a sample of cassiterite or something. Let's check again. There's the cavern sound, so yeah, there's a lot of that around. All right, I'll keep mining. I'll be back. All right, guys, here's something. That ore right there, that must be the sphalerite, I would think. Uh-oh. Okay. We almost died, and that's not good. So let's do this. I'm a little concerned about our back because monsters will just kind of wander down here. So let's do this. Alright, that should be good. Unless they're spawning down here, which I don't think is the case. Anyway, so what did we actually get? Sphalerite. So that's the ore that has zinc. And we found a little bit of that. Let's see what else we got here. Same stuff. And I got a chipped sapphire on the way down. So yeah, right there. You can kind of see the different color of that ore. So anyway, that's interesting, but that is not what we're here for. So I'm going to keep going and see. It would not be smart not to get it. So I will, as I go, get whatever we find. But we've gotten down to a different type of cobblestone, which is phyllite. I'm not sure what that means, but It might mean that we need to be spending more time in, so see, you can, now it says a small sample of phthalate. So anyway, nearby us is going to be some of that stuff. I think what I'm going to do is kind of get back up. There's some more. Yeah, so you can see that it's actually working. I'm going to get back up into this layer here and spend a little more time kind of going off in a direction and seeing if I can find something more interesting. Let's try this. Oh. Yeah, so I'll be back again. Alright guys, a couple things. I actually looked it up. Sphalerite might do exactly what we need because zinc is another low quality metal that we can melt in the fire pit. We can also melt copper in a fire pit if we are good enough to get the temperature that high, is what it says, which means that it probably takes hickory and a lot of, maybe even a bellows or something. But I also found this, which I thought was really cool. It's just a sweet looking cave, so that's what I was about to come out on. So that's a pretty good looking underground ravine cave system thing. So we'll come back and explore that at some point. But we have what we need, I think, at least short term, which is we've got some sphalerite. So let me see if it's dark out. I think it is. Is it just getting light though? It's getting light. I think it is. So we'll make a run for it back to the house. And what I'll probably do is meet you guys back there. This is going to be our temporary kind of mine. This will be our granite mine, and we'll definitely go down there and see if we can't find something interesting once we have some success with some sphalerite. Oh no! No, great! I just threw my take that! I threw my sword at you, Mr. Spider. All right, there we go. All right, I think it's getting daytime, so I'm going to make a run back. I'll meet you over there. Alright guys, I am back in our home. We're cozy and we're holed up and we're going to start doing some work. Okay, so let's think about this. I think I want to move my bed, but I don't want to mess with it right now. Alright, let's do this. I found some gunpowder. You can see that's just another one of the examples of a different texture. Let's see, got some maple saplings. All kinds of interesting stuff. So anyway, okay, here we go. A couple things we're going to need. We're going to need a scribing table. So if we go take a look, we will need 5 planks, a piece of paper, and a feather. Okay, so we've got what we need for that. So let's make some paper, get our feather, and let's get 5 planks. We're going to need 2 more pieces of wood. There's 1, 2, and they don't have to all be the same, as I've said before. So we can do this. 4, 5. Feather, and then we just need the paper, which we will grab from here. There we go. And I believe it's something like this. There we go, scribing table. Okay, now let's set that down right here. And we want to make a plan. Okay, now I think we have ink, I hope. Yep, there we go. We're going to get some markings, so we just take an ink sac, put it up here, we get 16 markings. Now I happen to know the plan for ink, but you have to put your paper in first. So you put your paper up here, a plan for chisel. The chisel is like this, very hard to remember. You'll see that you get a plan for chisel head. And then I think the pickaxe head is something like, goes like up, and I don't know. Anyway, we'll work on that next, but we have a chisel plan. Now we can use that again and again. Now the only other thing we need is the anvil to start here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that gives us a stone anvil. All right. Now we are pretty set for doing some work. So I'm going to set the anvil right here so we can kind of go back and forth on these. I'm going to get some wood. Oak is probably the hottest burning wood that we have right now, I think. We'll go ahead and put all that in there, and we'll light this thing up. There we go. Now, I need to make a couple of molds. So to make the molds, we take a boat pattern with clay, and we make clay molds. We take those, we put them in the fire. Now, actually, the more I think about it, I'm not sure that we actually do need a mold here. But I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. Let's get another couple pieces of oak. I'm going to go ahead and do this for now. We'll let this one go. You can see it's going to get hot, and then it's going to go to the next level. That'll take a second. Let me come back when that's ready. All right, we're at very hot. I think the clay mold only needed to get up to the next level, if I remember correctly. And we're chewing through oak at this point. It's actually eating up oak pretty quick, so it burns fast. But anyway, let's see. I think we're getting close. Fainted red. I thought it was something like that. Might be the end. Yep. There we go. So that's a ceramic mold. We actually don't need that, I don't believe. I think that's actually needed for when we get to the... Okay, good. I was going to say, I hope that warms up. When we get to the forge, we need that. Because if you melt it down to a liquid, then it will just disappear forever if you don't have molds. But I don't think we can put molds in here. This is for... Honestly, I'm not sure what this is for. I don't know. I'll have to find that out. You guys are going to be learning with me. So we're going to let that go for a minute. And I think it's just going to turn into an ingot. And I don't know how many we're going to need. It'll basically give us like half an ingot or something like that. We'll find out here in a second. But you can see the oak is getting chewed up pretty quick. Let's grab some more oak. And you go through wood pretty quick with this. This pile of wood won't last us that long, and we're going to need a lot more of it to do the charcoal, which is going to be our next step. We'll probably actually do that in the next video. That'll be the first thing that we do. So if we can get this to the point where we can work on the chisel head, we'll be good. I'll be happy about that. Then we can start making the bricks that we need to make the bloomery. All right, so that's very hot. I think it's going to go very hot, faint red, red, white hot, whatever. So let me pause, and I'll come back when it's ready. All right, I'm back. This is unshaped zinc. It actually only made it to faint red. That's where it became a liquid, so that's good to know. So I'm going to put the other one in here. You can see that it's basically only half of an unshaped zinc, actually. And then we get slag left over, which is something I think that we'll use later as well. So anyway, it was faint red, now it's dark red. I don't know if that means it's getting hotter or what, but anyway, it's in liquid form now. So yeah, we're still eating up oak. I was going to go ahead and make another chest while we were waiting, because I thought that would be good. There we go. We're getting to the point where we're running out of storage, so we might as well. There we go. Put some of this junk in there. We're not going to need right now. Okay, let's go back over here. This thing might be getting close already. Very hot, so we'll get some more slag. Okay, so this is the output. That's right. I forgot about that. So anyway, we're sucking up the oak. Very hot. Now it's down to bright red, or up to bright red. I think if you keep it in here, it's going to keep warming, I believe. And I don't know if we want to keep warming it or if we want it to actually cool off. Let's take it out and see. Because I don't think it can be a liquid when we're working with it, but it has to be a liquid maybe to... Oh, crud. I should have left it in there. That's all right. Hopefully this will hurry up. Because I think they have to be a liquid to combine them, if I remember correctly. Let me show you this while we're waiting. So what we can do here is all kinds of stuff. We can do some welding if we want to make alloys. If we want to make a chisel head, we put the plan in here, we put the piece of metal in, and then it will give us a set of rules once we put the piece of metal in. And it'll tell us that one of the last things, like the last hit, the last action has to be a hit. So we'll have to move these things around. One of them stays stationary, the other one moves. We'll see which one it is. I can't remember. Or it'll say one of the last three has to be something, or it'll have a combination of rules. So more complex things take longer. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see. I don't remember. Do we weld these together? Is that what we do? Doesn't look right, does it? They're both in liquid form. I just cannot remember for the life of me. Let's see. Maybe in a crafting area? There we go. So we get one unshaped zinc. Now, let's see. Yep, okay, good. Now we have to heat this thing up. We have to get it just below the liquid stage, which is going to be very hot. And then we're going to transfer it over here. We're going to put it in there and start working on it. So let me come back when it's getting close. All right, guys, it just turned very hot, so I think I'm going to take it out now. Actually, I'm going to leave it in just for a second. I don't want it to get to the liquid stage, but I want it to get to the top of very hot. So I'm going to pull it out, put it over here, and it's not ready. Okay, let me try again. Maybe it actually has to be in the liquid stage. I'll be right back. Well, I just was thinking about it. It definitely doesn't have to be in the liquid stage, because that would be ridiculous. You can't work on material in the liquid stage. So I'm trying to figure out what I thought should happen, or maybe it goes, no, it doesn't go there. What I thought should happen is that we should see some rules, and these bars should change. So I'm not exactly sure, unless we have to. I don't think we actually have to have any limestone in there right now. Let's see. I think I had some limestone right there. Take a piece of limestone. No, that's not right. Maybe it has to be lime and not just limestone, not limestone cobblestone or whatever. All right, let's see. This thing is getting cooler. All right, let me go see what's wrong, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I just realized what I had forgotten, which is that we actually need a hammer. I can't believe I forgot that. It's very important. So let's see what kind of hammers we have. We have a stone hammer, which can be made like this, and it takes diorite, granite, or cobble. So we have granite cobblestone, which is good. So we can take 5 of those. I can't believe I forgot that out of all of the things. So you take a hammer and you can use this, for various things. But let's get our hammer in here. So hammer goes there. Let's put this back in, get it back up to very hot. And yeah, so now I think we have all the pieces of the puzzle together. So this will, what would we be hitting it with if it wasn't a hammer? And obviously you have to have different hammers for different things. So, all right, very hot. Oops. Okay, now it's back to hot. So I think it got too cool. It has to be at the hottest stage, and you have to leave it in there a little extra long. Let's see. Actually out of wood already, so fire's cooling down. It's very hot. Let's give it just a second. All right, let's try this again. What is wrong? I'm still doing something wrong. Okay, I thought I had it. Maybe you can't shape it with a stone hammer? None of this is working for sure. All right, let me go do some more looking and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. It seems like what has to happen is you have to basically take this thing out and put it back in. It's just some sort of a weird glitch. But you see how this moved? We now need to move the green bar, and one of the final things that we do has to be a hit. So let's punch. And it's not going to work because now it's too cool. So put it back in the fire. Got to get it back to very hot. But anyway, yeah, it seems like you have to basically place the plan after you place the item that you're working on. So there's some weird glitches like that. In fact, I've seen where you have to place a piece of dirt down because there'll be a floating piece of stone and it won't drop, and so you have to place a piece of dirt and get a block update. So I don't know if it's a similar issue, but let's just grab a couple pieces of maple, see how hot they get. All right, so we're back up to very hot. I'm going to let it get really close to the top of very hot, or what I think is the top of very hot. That's good enough. Let's see. Put it in here. Go like that. Final has to be a hit, so punch, 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 hit, bend, light hit, light hit. Very hot. This item has been worked. Light hit. Okay, so something is going on. It's not working anymore. So I'm going to pull it out. It's still very hot. Oh, did my hammer die? No, my hammer's still good. So something weird going on. Let's try putting it back in. This can be a little weird. All right, so we just need a light hit. Draw, hit, light hit, punch, bend. Nothing's working. Bend, hammer, punch. It's down to hot. Okay, let's put it back in here. See, it does honestly get a little flaky, some of this stuff. Take that. We're gonna run out of wood before we get this chisel head done. So it tells you what's happened to it. It says that it's been worked and we're dealing with this. So I hope there's not like a certain amount of things that you can do. All right, let's put it back on here and see. Oh, there we go. Punch. That should be it. Oh, but we have to do a heavy hit, bend, bend, light hit, punch, light hit, bend, light hit, light hit, upset, bend. Okay, now we've run out of... I'm not very good at this, but we'll see if I can get it back. So basically you have to get it to where you'll line them up when you do one of the things you need to do. So let's get it a little bit hotter. I'll give it one more shot. Let's see. Punch, punch, light hit. There we go. So now we have a zinc ingot. Okay. So actually that might be why. Maybe I didn't want to have a plan in there. I just realized that. I think that's the problem, is that I didn't need a plan in there so I had to take the plan out. I forgot that we have to go to the ingot stage. So we were making an ingot. Now one of the last three has to be a punch. So let's see if we do, no, we're going to need to heat this up. So this has to get a little bit hotter, I think. Okay, it's all starting to make sense. I forgot about that stage. It's been so long. It's like I said, I've recorded probably 10 videos since the last time I did this that didn't even get to this stage. So, let's let this thing get hotter, and I'm not sure if it has the same issue, if it stays a metal. Let me try it. One of the last three has to be a punch. So bend, upset, upset, light hit, punch. There we go. We got it. So we got it right on, and that yielded a zinc chisel head. Okay? All right, so we finally succeeded. Let's take this stuff out because we're not going to want to waste wood right now. Okay, so we were successful here. We can take our hammer. We can actually just leave it there because we're going to use it on the bench. But now we can take this, and I believe something like that gets us a zinc chisel. Okay, now let me show you why that's important. The next thing that we need to build to get onto the next level to do better whatever is a bloomery. And a bloomery requires this. Gabbro bricks, granite bricks, or whatever, right? So we have to make these bricks, and we use the cobblestone that we have to make those. So I believe it's cobblestone, I hope. It could be the actual stone. Let's see. Nope, there we go. So we can take those and we can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a decent tool, right? It hasn't broken on us. We got 8 of those bricks. And I believe that the item that you build in the world, so you basically have to build I think it's a 3x3 cube with a hole in the middle and the top, well, a hole in the middle, and the top is not filled in, and we'll be throwing charcoal into it, which is why we need to do charcoal in the next go around. So what we'll probably do is get the charcoal going at the beginning of our next video, and then we'll work on building the bloomery, and then you have to have a bloomery block. So you basically build the thing, you leave one space open, you put the bloomery block in there, and then you're good to go. So it basically becomes kind of a furnace. What else was... A piece of charcoal is required to make the bloomery, so you have to get the charcoal even to get to that stage. So that's what we'll do next. But we finally had some success. We got ourselves a zinc chisel. You can see that it took us, I don't know, this video is probably close to an hour at this point, and I apologize for that. But I am really happy that we finally made it to that point. So I think that's a good stopping point for now. Next time what we'll do is we'll start the charcoal. That'll take about a day and a half of Minecraft time, and then we'll get all of the blocks that we need for building the actual bloomery, and we'll find a place. Maybe we'll do it really close to here. Maybe we'll go find somewhere else because we're going to need a lot of wood, and I don't want to be trudging back and forth for wood. Maybe what we do is we build the charcoal pit over in the forest, and we just leave it there, and then we go check on it every once in a while. That might be a good idea, because I think this might end up being a good mine once we need different ores. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for all your patience, and if you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. I read all the comments, and I will definitely respond, especially in these. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say, but I always respond to the comments, so please leave them. And thanks for all you guys do and watching and your support, and I will talk to you soon.